Am I the bad guy? I don't think Max is lying. I believe those things happened to him.
Which MJF are we going to get here?
I covered a legendary wrestler in the ashes of his dead beloved manager.
Wow. Oh, he's not worth a damn. And the heat seeker. God. This kid needs a... He doesn't want that dog collar around his damn neck. Oh, the dynamite diamond ring. Interference on AEW security. And MJF once again concentrating on JF. Used that personal history.
Stupid old man. I'm a snake. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he doesn't exist.
Not many disagree with that here. Oh, come on, Spears.
Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Trip Run Multiverse with your host, the didn't think this through, Mr. Mayhem, Kyle Charles, and
the leader of the Undisputed Era, but not Undisputed Era, CY Chung.
And we are back with a review of AEW's Revolution 2022 pay-per-view.
So first off, did you watch the pre-show? Because I didn't.
I watched the pre-show.
You watched? Well, first of all, the main card's like 4 hours long. I was like, oh jeez.
Yeah, I didn't know that until afterwards.
Yeah. So you watched, and combined with the pre-show, you watched what, 5 hours plus of wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me the lowdown for the pre-show then.
Pre-show, obviously, like all pre-shows, they have the bits where they're just talking about the main card with little like interviews and stuff, promo videos for it. But it was 3 good matches on it.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, 2 matches.
No, hold on, I think there's 3 matches, right? It was Chris Statlander and Layla Hirsch, right?
Yeah, where Layla Hirsch won because she hit Statlander with the turnbuckle hook thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and she pinned her with that.
All right.
Then, there was Hook versus QT Marshall.
Yeah.
Which was a good match. Hook doing his thing.
Yeah.
He tapped him out with Red Rum, aka the Taz Mission.
AKA Murder Backwards.
Yeah. AKA, what's the other one? He's called it? The T.J. Hugger May or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So Hook's still undefeated. And then the House of Black versus Penta Aguera?
Yep, Obscuro?
Yeah, Obscuro, Penta Oscuro, the Bastard Pack, and Eric Redbeard.
Yeah.
House of Black one.
Yeah. But you're saying it's a decent enough match to watch, or?
Yeah, it was a good match.
I mean, you're saying the pre-show is actually still. Okay, it's enough tantalizer as it does the pre-show. It does the job a pre-show should do.
Yeah, basically.
Whet your appetite, but nothing too spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one funny bit where Redbeard did a drop kick, but it didn't look like a drop kick. It looked like he lifted up one leg and the other leg slipped because like the leg came to about someone's kneecap-ish. Oh,
so you're saying basically kind of did a Claymore kick, but the original Claymore kick where Drew McIntyre tried to do a big boot and because his trousers are on so tight, he lifted his other leg up as well.
Yeah.
And he concussed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked terrible. And they kind of styled it and said, "Oh, he did a baseball slide." Like, wait, what? Baseball slides normally when someone's out.
Yeah. I mean, I've done baseball slides. I think you've done baseball slides as well, right? So that's not a baseball slide.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure, I guess, whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it was worth watching.
Okay, okay, onto the main card. First match: Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Now, do you keep up with AEW Weekly? I check the results, right? But I don't watch.
I don't watch it, but I do keep up with it.
Yeah, because some of these, first of all, they have video packages, but they don't have the greatest video packages.
No,
and sometimes they don't even have video packages to set up
the feud.
certain matches. This one I don't
Yeah.
think had a video package or anything like that,
No.
or a little promo or anything to start it. But as going in there,
Actually,
I like
on the
this match.
pre-show, if I remember correctly, had like a promo video package. But even then, it's not. Like WWE ones, sort of get up to speed straight away. Like, okay, this happened. All right, cool.
Yeah. Their production is on point.
Yeah.
But maybe you just need a little interview, like just before, like a pre-match, whatever, just to give the people the lowdown. It really don't have to be both guys doing it. It can't be. Jericho come out, does his entrance. Eddie Kingston has a quick chat with the interview just before he goes out to ring, and then obviously Eddie Kingston being Eddie Kingston, what he could do is grab the mic and throw it on the floor afterwards, and then walk off to do his entrance.
No, I think the problem with that is because like AEW, their fan base watch it, so they know everything's going on. So I think they just kind of just cater to that rather than WWE know they got like people who dip in and out. That's why they do long sort of promo packages and sort of explain this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I like this match though. It was kind of
it was good.
When I say it's a rough match, don't mean because it was a hard to watch kind of rough match. It was a rough match because people get dumped on their heads.
Yeah.
I mean, the first move was like the half and half suplex. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think did Jericho just legit land on top of his head, and that's why he's rolling around for ages.
Yeah.
But it fed into the story of what it how it was. Which is like, I don't need to see people getting dropped, like someone Chris Jericho's age getting dropped on his head like that.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Now I will say this as well. He's coming up 50.
He is 50.
But, yeah. Okay.
52.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
No, 51. Gonna be 52 in December.
Yeah. And it never looked like to me that Eddie Kingston was carrying Jericho in this match.
No.
Jericho was doing the stuff he was doing, and he was doing less spectacular stuff than he used to do because of age. Of course, he can't do that certain things. But it never looked like Kingston was walking to get in position for Jericho for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this match. It was it was like, so both their finishers, one's a spinning back fist, the other's a spinning back elbow.
Yep.
And neither of them look spectacular. And they've got more spectacular moves in their arsenal.
Yep.
So I was like, jeez.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. But some very cool stuff going on in this match. Some stuff you like, top rope runners and stuff like that. and you're like, well, Jericho, you can do it. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself, please. But yeah. Yeah.
But he's one of those 50-year-olds that sort of took care of their body. Because the thing about other wrestlers who are from his period and stuff had like so many like injuries and stuff. Jericho's been relatively major injury free his whole career, so good on him for that.
Yeah. Some painful looking stuff, right? And I think that was a good couple of high angle back suplexes from Eddie Kingston to Jericho, and I was like, oof.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, it fed into the drama of the story, but it's just like, geez. After that first suplex, I don't think you want to take any other suplexes on your head like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that legit, he looked like he was legit dumped on the top of his head on the first one. Yeah. So Eddie Kingston's finisher, is it the legit spinning back elbow?
Yeah, the back fist, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you hear some people, it's quite amazing. But then sometimes it looks kind of...
Oh, well, look, Okada's finisher is just it's a short arm clothesline. But still, yeah. And people can make it look good. If there's a setup for the spinning elbow, a setup for something that feeds into a spinning back elbow or spinning back fist, then that's different,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, good couple of code breakers as well. And then Jericho gets hit with about 3 spinning back fists. No, he got hit with one, which he kicked out of. And then he got 2 in a row later on. And then I thought, okay, that's going to be at the pin. But Eddie Kingston does a stretch plum. And I'm like...
Yeah.
It's an awkward submission move. Because it doesn't look... It's I don't know about that as a particular finisher.
It looks like you could easily kill someone with it.
Well, no, that's right. If he locked it in and cranked it down, like as in he lay on his own back with the guy in the stretch muffler, maybe. But when you've got your butt protruding in that position, it's just like, huh? Because you can't really. It's one of those where yes, it will hurt in real life, but when you're looking at it, it doesn't look like it hurts that
Yeah,
much.
I'm saying unless you do it properly, like the legit way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those submissions. It's just looks weird. If it's being in wrestling looks weird, but you know in real life you did it somewhere with
Yeah, probably. You know what? The more spectacular it looks in wrestling, the less effective it probably is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I enjoyed it. I thought, yeah. No, like a good match to watch. A good, definitely good match. Yeah.
Because lots of points where I was like, oh, Eddie's gonna win, and then like that time when he went to, Jericho did something. Like actually gave him a German suplex, and like Eddie kind of like no-sold it, and then went to do something, and he got hit with a code breaker. I was like, oh, he's gonna lose from that. And then the other time when he hit him with the other code breaker, like,
There's enough times in the match where I thought either guy could have won.
Yeah.
There's never like a. I mean, and to be fair, either guy could have lost as well.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have affected like.
Anything,
I don't want to say the storyline or whatever, but it will affect them as individual characters.
Yeah.
I mean, they could take a loss. Like this, a loss like this, you can take and come out of it looking fine.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed that. The AEW tag team match, Jurassic Express, which is Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who are the champions. Red Dragon. Are they officially called Red Dragon now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't.
Because I thought, because they were Ring of Honor, that was their Ring of Honor name, right?
Nah, that was their name before Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay, that's probably why. Yeah. And Ring of Honor has been bought out already, so it kind of They could, all right. So that's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, not Undisputed Era, and the Young Bucks.
Yep.
And Matt and Nick are starting to look very similar to each other. They're almost starting to look like twins now.
No.
Yeah, look. So both their hair, so I think Nick's not bothered to dye his hair blonde anymore, and they've both got the exact same beard thing that Matt has.
Yeah, but you could tell them face-wise. You could.
Oh no, yeah, but from the So if they're both standing in front of you, yes, right. But if they're both stood 20 feet away from you, you'd be like, at this point, they're probably the same guy.
No, because like Nick's a lot taller than Matt. A lot taller.
Right.
And their body types are different.
Okay. Fair. Oh, okay. When I say, I'm joking, of course, saying that they start to look, but they having their facial things looking the same.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you deliberately trying to make it hard for people to tell you apart or not? I mean, are you on the troll or are you just being
They're
joked?
on the troll.
Yeah,
you just love it.
Yeah. This match. I was like, some of the stuff going on here, like, wow, yeah. Just watching it, just trying to keep up. You're like, forget play-by-play or nothing like that, right? But I did like it how they tried to keep Luchasaurus out of the match.
Yeah.
And Jungle Boy, I mean, as last time we were speaking about when he was on Full Gear. Wait, we was in the 6-man tag, right?
I can't remember. Yeah, 6-man tag. Yeah, them versus. Yeah, the Bucks. And
so they're trying to make him, like, they're trying to give him a good push to make him a notable player in AEW, which I think they're doing pretty well because they're taking their time doing it.
Yeah, because in the future, you know, he's gonna be like AEW champion.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It'll get to that point where he can help carry the company or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're not rushing it.
No.
As well, and he takes his beatings as well as he should. You know, so it's not like this is a guy to watch out for, but not like we're just gonna shove him down your throat and then you hate him. You know? We'll make him earn his way to the top, quote unquote. Yeah, crazy stuff going on in this match. Very enjoyable stuff.
Yeah, man.
I will say the ending was kind of funny because so it was on a corner roll by Nick, right? No, right. Then by Matt, I think. And then he was supposed to grab the spray paint can or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, which he tried to reach out for the O'Connor roll, but he missed.
Yeah.
Right? But he couldn't let go of the pin to grab it.
Yeah.
So then when Luchasaurus came in, and to spin kick out of his hand for the sequence, because there was nothing there, he kicked air. He kicked air, of course, right? And then the commentator said, "Did you see what was in his hand? Whatever it was, Luchasaurus kicked out, right?"
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have covered that like that in commentary because literally you could have just said, "Oh, Matt tried to swing a clothesline at Luchasaurus and Luchasaurus kicks his hand out the way." to break to stop the move coming at him. It still made just as much sense. But yeah, I was like, oh, I see what they tried to do, but they just positioning was slightly off somewhere.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, either way, he could have said either way. Because even saying he kicked something at hand, you can sort of get around it because he could have had like a ring or something in his hand. You know what I mean? It's sort of, you can get around it.
Yeah. Well, he had clearly an invisible object or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, but that didn't take away any enjoyment of the match. But it was just funny because it's like, oh, I see what he was meant to do.
Because I didn't even notice that literally until you said it. I was like thinking back in my head, like, yep, that makes sense now.
Well, what did you think when you saw it? The
I just thought I thought something got off. It's like, why is he kicking his hand?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just didn't think of it after that. I was like, okay, because their finisher, what was it? I'm pretty sure their finisher's not called Jurassic Express, but because that's what they said. They hit the Jurassic Express, like, but that's the team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Team 3D hit the 3D, so.
Yeah, but that's only because they had to be called Team 3D because they couldn't be called the Dudleys. But yeah, you know
the
what I mean?
Deadly Boys, even.
Yeah, the Deadly Boys. That's so.
Yeah. No, but yeah. I very much enjoyed this match. See, AEW know how to stack their cards well.
Yeah.
They put like fully the more loaded stuff at the front, and then obviously when you get further in the card, I think they put less spectacular stuff in the middle to give you a rest period, or they weave it in and out where there's stuff that's not so. You
balls
have to be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not so like hyperactive balls to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Some slow down so you can pay attention to it rather than trying to look at everything at once.
Yeah.
And then kind of tailor it further where they bring you the more dramatic stuff or whatever it is. You know, they spread out the card very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you found this. What did you think of the match?
I really, really liked it. Probably might be my favorite match of the card. Might be.
Yeah.
I did want Redragon to win, but
you think it might be too early for them to win?
yeah, that's what I thought. But like, because I really like Redragon, I was like, oh, I want them to win. But then, like you said, it's too early.
Well,
and then it wouldn't make sense with the ending of the whole pay per view. Wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So what they kind of need to do, I think this is kind of what they're heading, anyways, right?
Yeah.
But they will either they'll have the Cole and Redragon split from the Elite, but they're not really in the Elite anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it would be Kenny Omega and the Bucks, or Adam Page and the Bucks versus the 3 versus 3.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're going to, but it'll probably be Omega because Omega comes back, then LOL kicks him out, and then right away as well, there we go, Adam Cole, because his stealiness is amazing, right?
Yeah.
He plays such a punk so well. And then you get the Bucks go like in two minds about what they're going to do. And they'll probably get ambushed as well because Adam Cole will just be, that's how we roll. You know?
Yeah.
And then you get a few later on where you can remove the main players from title contention.
Yeah.
Because they're in their own thing, and then you get other people in the title mix, and then weave it back in and out again.
Yeah. That's how I think it's going as well.
Yeah. Because it'd be disappointing if you're making this other faction on the side there for a reason, though. Surely.
Yeah, of course.
We'll see. Okay. Face of the Revolution ladder match: Keith Lee versus Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Wardlow versus Christian Cage. Now, what's this for? Number one contender to the TNT title?
Well, you get a TNT title shot because Scorpio Sky is the number one contender. Yeah.
Oh, so you get a title shot after him, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's for new number one contender, yeah?
Well, not really number one. Yeah, basically, but not legit.
The next number one contender, even.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Or next opponent, yeah.
Yeah, I like how you had the big beefy guys empty the ring.
Yeah.
And then, so you Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs, and was it Wardlow there, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're all about to face each other down, and Orange Cassidy comes in there, just like throwing his super weak kicks at everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jokes.
and they all looking like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah. I know it has good comedy moments because of Orange Cassidy, and there's some stuff like where They tried to knock him down with a ladder, and he flipped on top of it, and then he kind of tried to get a ladder on. He climbed as they're holding the ladder.
Yeah.
He's trying to reach up for it, or them other ones where they all jump in on Keith Lee, and then Orange Cassidy jumps on everyone else and tries to stand up on top of Keith Lee to go and grab the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was really cool.
Yeah. Some nice innovative spots. I did like it how Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs beating up Keith Lee on the ramp. And then they're like, yeah, we'll get the ladder. I'll tell you what we do. You grab one half, I'll grab the other half. And then they just rip it in half.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. And
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we're going to beat up Keith Lee. And then Hobbs is like, no. And just hits Wardlow.
It was great because it was a great setup because Hobbs is like pointing at Keith Lee like, you've got your piece, I've got one piece, let's get him. Yeah, you go first.
You go first,
and then,
you go first. Yeah, that was good. I liked when Ricky Starks did that spear through the ladder.
Oh yeah.
Like the accuracy to do that was pretty cool. Like how?
Yeah.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah. What do you think of the ending with Dan Hoosen?
Danhausen.
Yeah.
Come out and cursed Ricky Starks.
Yeah. To throw himself off the ladder.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? There is a time and space in wrestling for comedy like this, right?
Yeah.
But it's a bit odd to have it in. I mean, to be fair, Orange Cassidy's already started the comedy in this match as well, but it's a different sort of comedy.
Yeah.
It's like supernatural powers. What?
Yeah. It's like, where does this fit in? But
yeah. Do you think an enhanced match will help it make it more entertaining? I was like, it was there, but it was a bit odd.
To me, it made no difference. Oh, okay, I guess.
All right.
The one bit before that, or after that, what made no sense because it was a botch. I'm pretty sure it was a botch. You know when Ricky Starks goes up to the ladder, and then Wardlow kind of cuts him off, and then goes to powerbomb him through the ladder that's between the ladder and the ropes. So it's like
yeah.
And then Ricky Starks just falls and sort of powerbombs himself. And looks kind of rough. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like accidents do happen first of all, and they're on an unstable ladder as well. So you probably just like, once you let go, you can't rebalance yourself. You have to go.
Yeah. It just looked, and then Wardlow just stood there like, I'll take it, like pretend that he did it.
Yeah,
he did nothing.
Well, you know what, right? Maybe his grip slipped, right? But I mean, the thing is, he can't play it like that. He has to play it like I did it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, oh.
Yeah. But Wardlow winning.
Yep.
Do you think it makes sense? Because you watch it weekly, does it make sense that he wins?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or like, because for me, I was watching it, was like, any one of these guys could have won.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have minded. I'd know, like, you know, I mean, I might have preferred Orange Cassidy winning only because he probably does need to have a run with a title at some point. But
I don't know. I don't think his character needs a title.
No, but a secondary title?
No. It can't. Then it kind of, not being bad or anything, then it kind of like brings down a title because like he's a good wrestler and everything, but his whole thing is he doesn't care. Yeah,
but he could do the Naito thing where he hates the title more and more. He just wants to lose it.
But
it's like he's so lazy at defending it. He just wants to lose it because if it's a mandatory defense, if he doesn't want to wrestle that much, but he just somehow ends up winning, and he's like, "Oh, please."
Yeah, I don't know. I think people will start bitching about that. If I'm honest.
Oh, wait. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see that.
Like a tag team title or something. I can. Yeah, he wins it accidentally with someone. I can see that, but I can't see with a title. It's a bit. Yeah.
But this match is I enjoy, it was quite fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had good bits of comedy and unintentional comedy when it was Wardlow and when Hobbs was turned on Wardlow, we were like, wow, what jokes.
Like one thing I'll say though about ladder matches in AEW.
Yep.
They're not as good as ones in WWE.
I think it's because they're slightly safer. Which I'm down for. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because it's more about the drama of the match that they're making it a part of. But it's like stunts. As long as no one's gonna look like they're actually legit injured from it, I don't mind having not too many stunts in this.
Yeah, same. But it's like, even like how it's like production value as well, like how WWE films stuff as well. I think that's why they look better.
Yeah.
But still, like I said, I still enjoyed this match.
Yeah. All right. AEW TBS Women's Championship match. Jade Cargill, who's the champion, versus Tay Conti. Now, I will say Tay Conti's makeup job makes her look more like a heel, in the sense of, what's his name from Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I forgot his name, but I'm talking about Mad Nicholson's character, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, no, not Malachi. Caecilius.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I was like, oh, so, I mean, this looks more like a heel face paint thing we jig than the face that you're meant to be, you know? But there was some good kicks at the beginning of this match.
Yeah, those kicks were
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a fine match. It was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Go
Go on.
Like, you could tell, like, I like Jade Cargill, she's pretty good, but you can still tell she's green.
Yeah. And as I think we were saying about Tay Conti last time, where they try to make her look too strong. Here she looks like as a normal human, right?
Yeah.
But you reckon these two carrying each other, it might be an awkward thing because they still need a bit more seasoning?
Yeah, because if you watch, there's lots of bits of, like, they're still sort of trying to figure out what's coming next.
Yeah.
Like, what spots and stuff. Like,
And not to obviously slate these, because sometimes you can work well with someone who's like a veteran, right? But if you're both kind of on the edge where you still need someone to lead, you kind of maybe you need a veteran as a third person in there.
Yeah. I think if they threw in someone like Serena Deebs or Mercedes Martinez or somewhere in there, just like as a third person, I reckon it would have helped, because obviously she's there season and you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it still was an entertaining match. Not for a second did I think Tay Conti was going to win, but
yeah. And that is not, by the way, a fault of how the match was laid out. It's just more of how Jade Cargill has been pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
No, but it's like Tay Conti gave it a good shot.
Yeah, man.
Not terribly believable in winning, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But enough that you're thinking, ooh, maybe an upset.
Yeah. Like, when Anna Jay came out and, like, did a bit with the chair and stuff, I was like, okay, maybe...
Yeah.
Like, 1% chance that she's going to win this.
Which is weird, because you're like, wait a minute. I was thinking, okay. When she hit Jay with the chair, I was like, wait a minute. Is this going to be one where Tay Conti's doesn't realise that her teammate's being a heel, her manager or whoever, her cohort,
friend,
and she thinks she's doing it by herself? Which makes sense, but then it's like, but if you're hitting the heel with the chair, I mean, Jane Cargill didn't do anything so bad in my mind that warranted the chair shot from. I know she got pushed or whatever, right? But that's different. As a despicable heel, she hit it enough for me for where I was like, oh yeah, someone hit her with a chair, you know.
I think it leads. I think it kind of goes back to some of the lead up to the match, if I remember correctly. I think there was like weird beef between them.
No. But what
I mean
within the match, or Anna Jay got shoved or pushed over, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, wow, that's disproportionate revenge to hit her with the chair in the middle of a title match.
Too much, in it.
Yeah. But, I mean, WWE fine, right? But this is more of they don't really go for that kind of drama in AEW.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of out of place, but.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if I cross Anna Jay, if I ever cross Anna Jay, I say to her, I call her a bad name, or accidentally when I'm walking past her, I shoulder barge her. I'm running away next, because if she's gonna be trying to kill me with something.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm getting it from her. Oh jeez. All right. Dog collar match. MJF versus CM Punk. Now, when MJF started coming out with the Cult Personality music, well, I mean, so the Cult Personality started playing, and then MJF took it over and did his theme music, and I was like, then what's CM Punk going to come out with?
Yeah.
And then he came out with something else, so I was like, oh, okay. Right. But how is this relevant? And I read afterwards that that's the original Ring of Honor music, which is fine, but that's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So he played the long game ish. But if you don't know, you don't know. So it doesn't quite make sense. You're like thinking, is that his new ring music?
Because I was hearing, I was like, it sounded familiar to me because I thought it was a Terminator song. I don't know why. Because of the
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he come out. I was like, this sounds familiar to me because I loosely watched him when he was in Ring of Honor back in the day. So I wasn't too clued up into it. So I like went on like YouTube at the same time. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. That's why everyone's getting a boner. Cool.
Yeah, I don't mind the basketball shorts look that he has.
No,
kind of, yeah. It kind of suits. I don't know. I think because I want to say, it suits him, but it's probably because it's his original Ring of Honor gear, and that's what you first see him in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah. I mean, it suited better than the long short, the long tights.
Yeah, that threw me off. Still to this day, just thinking about it, it's like I'm confused by this. Why?
Yeah, and I did like how MJF tries to run off, and Punk, like, instead of chasing him, I'll just pull on the chain. And this guy will end up hanging himself on the middle rope, which he did.
Yeah.
Right? And even more jokes, even though they didn't do it because it's not comedy. But like, so let's just say he goes out the middle rope, tries to get away, gets yanked. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna roll back in the ring. Except that rolling back in the ring from the bottom is gonna take him even further because the now, instead of going back in the way you came, the chain that you're pulling the chain another way.
Yeah, it was. What did you like? All right, you knew CM Punk was gonna win, right?
Yeah, only if you take into account MJF beat him previously, you're like, well, he's got to get his win back.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like for the drama of the match, MJF had to get beaten.
Yeah. Like, what did like? It's a problem. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like this pay-per-view had too much blood. I don't know. That sounds really weird, but
yeah.
Like, blood adds to certain matches.
Yeah.
But then when you have this sort of like 3 matches in a row,
yeah,
it kind of like
yeah, not particularly necessary.
Yeah.
But so you had blood. Okay, yeah. Well, look, it made sense to have it in this match. Right?
Yeah, this match it does, and the next match as well.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, what the next match?
Yeah.
No, not next match. Match after that. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, like you say, it's it made sense to have them in the matches out of context, right?
Yeah.
In a vacuum.
Yeah.
But together, it's just like, I don't know.
Overkill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but in this particular, okay.
In this match, it needed it.
But then also in the other match as well.
Well, the Brian and Mox, The main event didn't.
Yeah. So what did you think of this match? The Punk versus MJF. Even
good.
though we're both saying kind of, not that it felt predictable in nature, but it kind of, the conclusion was a natural one for them to go to. So it kind of cut the drama a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I didn't see the end sort of come in with Wardlow sort of maybe finally leaving MJF.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that coming. I like that part. That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
The thumbtack spot was hilarious.
Yeah. Which bit where they trying to knock into, where they're both kind of going but not going into the thumbtacks? Or
That bit, and then when they actually do the suplex and just like a tiny bit of Punk's leg lands in it, so he has to sell that it's all over.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. And then the referee, when he went to do the freak out, not knowing that there's thumbtacks there and got some in his hand, and he seemed to do 1, 2, 3.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they did that on purpose just for the spontaneity of it. I mean, obviously, as a referee, you're not going to say, I want to smash my hands in thumbtacks, but just be like, they're everywhere. You know what would have been perfect? If it was a heel,
Yeah.
If you were doing the free count, like the face has hit his finish, right?
Yeah.
And the heel is clearly going to you're going to take the pinfall, right? Then you get the referee 1, 2, and then he's like, oh, my hand, because legit he hit the thumbtacks, right? Then your heel kicks out. By the time, then the referee sells his hand a little bit, goes to do the third count, and the heel can kick out. That's something they could have come up with. But that's what I'm saying is, you reckon he hit his hand on the thumbtacks accidentally?
Yeah, because there's no way anyone would do that on purpose.
Okay, all right.
Wrestlers, I can sort of see it because the adrenaline, you ain't gonna you won't feel it as much. But a referee,
I know. I thought maybe they do it to just be kind of like, the surrounding. We can't control what's going on here, and sometimes real life stuff happens, quote unquote.
Yeah, nah. I think that was an accident because you can
tell
by his
like,
reaction.
You're like, I'm like, oh, maybe they got really detailed. You're like, no, don't let them fool you into thinking they're clever.
That reaction, you could tell it wasn't.
Okay.
You saw him hit it, and you can see when he's counting, like he was in pain, like, and then afterwards, he seemed like, oh no, that hurt.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, good match.
So. Yeah, the GTS into the GTS, which then MJF falls into the thumbtacks, right?
Yeah, which I found hilarious because so you went to sleep, but then the thumbtacks woke you up.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I was like,
yeah.
I guess.
And then CM Punk punches MJF. MJF spits in Punk's face.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of gross.
And then Punk punches him with the ring.
Yeah,
but it's kind of funny because when as people were watching with the camera view, we can see that's the ring, right? But the people in the crowd, and if you're looking at the Titantron or whatever it's going to be, how whatever this little thing is?
Yeah, like the front, like if you're close up, you probably could see it. Like the people in the front when you see Wardlow put the ring down.
Well, they see something.
Yeah, but yeah, how? Yeah, because all you really would get is like Wardlow coming down, doing a little pocket thing.
Yeah.
And then places something down, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And walking away. So if you're in an arena and you're like not looking at a Titantron or whatever, like, wait, what? Did he?
Yeah, it could be the same invisible thing that got kicked out by Nick Jackson's hand. Matt Jackson's hand, yeah.
John Cena's fist as you can't see him,
Exactly.
It's just... Yeah, that's weird now you put it that way. I didn't think about it that way.
No, I was only pointing out because I was like, if commentary never said it, right, would I know what it is? Or would I be able to...
Yeah, you would, because CM Punk does a whole thing putting it on and everything, so you would know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I mean is if I was a viewer there, if I was in the arena,
Yeah. I doubt you would have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next match is the women's AEW Women's World Championship match. Britt Baker, who's the champion.
Yep.
With Rebel and Jamie Hayter.
Yep.
And usually you just say this person versus that person, but really is like 3 of them versus Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Which it happens in all Britt Baker matches, by the way. I'm not surprised with the stuff that they do. And it does make the face look good because they're overcoming the odds. And the heels don't interfere too much that it makes Britt Baker look like she can't handle herself. Because they give enough burst of offense where you're like, yeah. She's kind of doing fine, but she cheats because she wants to cheat.
Yeah.
Or the teammates feel they need to cheat for her rather than blatantly go and cheat, because they can't win.
Oh,
I thought this match was pretty good as well. But like I say, this Ronda Rousey versus three of them, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some pretty crazy stuff happening here as well. I did like how Thunder Rosa was like, F you, Britt Baker, with your lockjaw. I'll put the lockjaw back on
that
you.
Was cool. Yeah.
And then, go on.
No, go on.
I was going to say some, at the end where Thunder Rosa is spearing, like, so it was like a spear through the ring.
Yeah, that looked, ooh.
Yeah. But because I was like, ooh. So Rebel, what they could have done was like as Thunder Rosa's coming out, Rebel could have grabbed her head and DDT'd her into the ground the way that she was you know, rather than say you come out of a suicide dive and land on your front.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa kind of came forward and it could have been a DDT cell, you know. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm just saying, not that they would have done that, but it's just like, ooh, I think she kind of tried to do it into a roll, so she didn't actually splat on her front.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times in these matches where people hit the flooring, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, crash mats, they're not that thick. Like the ones that they have there, the padding, it's not exactly. You don't be dropping on a height with them. It still hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you land on your front or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an easy way of getting like an injury.
Yeah.
But that spot was that spot.
Yeah. But yeah. So and then Britt finished her off with a actual adjuster stomp.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it's like, yeah, okay, fine. You don't always have to win with lockjaw, right?
But wasn't the stomp on the belt? Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wait, because there were 2 stomps in here.
Oh no, the one on the belt Thunder Rosa kicked out of. Yeah. And then something. There's a reason why that stomp was more. The second stomp was more effective because I think something happened before that, and then she got stomped. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, like, okay, I want to say, about time she finished winning. She finished the match with a stomp or something like that. But it's just like, it makes sense for a doctor to curb stop people in the face.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, you're trying to destroy their teeth, right?
Yeah,
kind of. But yeah, I would have thought she would have protected that stomp a bit more, like make not people kick out of it so much. But
but I really thought Thunder Rosa was gonna win.
Yeah, well, look, like, there was enough chances where you thought she might have.
Yeah,
and the build was so in a way where as the match got later on, you're like, ooh, it actually could be 50-50 each way.
Yeah.
Because you know how sometimes like people hit moves and you're like, I don't think that's going to get a free count.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a funny Brit tapped out to a choke, right? For the Rosa choke. Except obviously with the distractions, the like
shenanigans.
Yeah. But hey, whatever. They're going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they're building for Thunder Rosa to have a rematch anyways. So
yeah, because I know originally how the build was, it sort of was going towards Thunder Rosa's going to win, but then I heard, I don't know how true this is, that she's working injured.
Yeah,
so I think that might be the last couple of weeks they kind of eased up on it, and I think that's why she probably hasn't won.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense. You don't really
if she was injured in this match. Could do. I mean, she wherever she worked through, you know, because it didn't look like she was injured. I mean, maybe she had something that you just can't see visually.
Yeah,
but she never came off like.
No, exactly.
You have to think if I was in a match and I was, but if I had a match with you, for example, and I was injured, right? Yeah. I'd be like, how about you work wherever I'm injured, kind of, right? And that way, when I do sell it, I'm like, it's not out of place. Yeah, and that way, I have to pretend not to sell it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
actually, you know, it's funny enough, and it's nothing to do with this exactly. But I had a wrist injury while training at one point, right?
Yeah.
I had to wear a wrist, not a wrist guard, but something, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a little training session. And it was like, oh yeah, why don't I just kick you in the wrist? I'm like, oh, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, but why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. Anyways, next match: John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. Not Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan would have done a different style of match.
He wouldn't do the violence as he keeps talking about. Yeah.
Here they just came out swinging.
Yeah.
I mean, look, first of all, they started grappling, right? They started being a bit for a match that's built like the way that this is.
Yeah.
They started tame, but it made sense because after a while they just like F this and just started smacking each other hard. Like, right. Yeah, the violence is coming, and they're just building suspense for it.
This
what
match.
A striking match. Moxley, I don't want to say is known for his striking ability because he's more of a brawler. But man, man, were they just looking like they were just hurting each other?
Even though some of their forearms, like the stuff to the head, you could tell he was holding back though.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't need the reason for this dude to get concussions again.
yeah. I think that was a German suplex that Brian took, right?
Yeah.
That he looked like he landed really high, and I was like, oh, no, don't take any more of those.
Yeah.
Where they got busted open was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, not to say a spinning elbow wouldn't have busted you open, right? But I don't know. It's just like, it looked like a tame move to get busted open from, whereas later on, Brian locks him into the rapid fire elbows.
Yeah.
And if he got busted open from that, it probably would have made more sense.
But how the whole thing made, like, they went outside, did that little bit, and I think Moxley headbutted him or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they rolled back in the ring, and like Moxley's full of blood, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Brian gets in the ring, and then like you see blood in his mouth, and then you just turn over, he's got blood everywhere. I'm like, wait, okay.
Yeah.
Sure? And then like you just see from them hitting each other, just see like Brian's blood running down Moxley's back and stuff like
yeah,
okay.
Here's the thing, right? If they were both, for example, on top of the turnbuckle, right? Like jockeying for position for a superplex, right? And then both their feet slipped.
Yeah.
And they both look like they hit the what do you call the bit that connects the turnbuckle to the ring post? Whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
If they both kind of fell and looked like dropped down, fell on that, and then fell off apart, you'd be like, oh, okay, they smacked their heads there, and that's where the blood was. It makes sense. But like you're saying, it's just like they got outside there with a headbutt, and then, they headbutt each other, and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I like both these guys, but where they did it, where they got the blood, and the blood did add to the drama of the match, but where they got bloody was kind of a bit weird.
Yeah, because like you said, if one of them like busted them up through a head, elbow or something, and then there was blood, and then the other one, couple minutes later, did something similar, then yeah, fair enough. But it just, at the same time, just felt weird.
Yeah, you could DDT someone to the floor, quote unquote, and not on the padding, of course. You have to remove the padding for it, and you get someone get blood. That's fine, but
it was weird.
But I like the match itself, and I like how Mox looked like he was on the verge of losing, and then he won. Yeah. With it was had a triangle choke. Brian had a triangle choke, and Mox flipped over on it. Yeah. Got a free count, but then Brian kind of rolled through and started punching him again, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean, ref? What do you mean I lost?" Yeah. Your shoulders on the mat, fool. Like, Yeah. I like that because it protected Brian as well because he's like, huh? Yeah. He unwillingly lost without even knowing. Yeah. Even though the ref is slapping the mat right next to Brian's shoulder, so you're like, I do pretend not to know, whatever. He couldn't hear over all the violence. Yeah. It's like it's not as if he could pretend to hear the referee say, "Oh, maybe Mox tapped out" or something like that. Yeah. But so they get they. The match finishes, except that it doesn't finish because they're like, whatever, just keep on going. Yeah, because Moss is like, it's over. And then Daniel's like, no. And with Brian, no. And they just start fighting again, like, oh, okay. And then the ref calls down like people to help. Yeah. And they're still fighting. And then the real man's man, Mr. William Regal came out. And apparently he had a big part in both their careers. I knew he had a big part in Brian Danielson's career. I didn't know about the Mox thing. Well, it's more like before Mox went to the main roster in NXT. No, he didn't go to NXT. Before, FCW? Yeah. NXT before NXT. He was having a feud with Regal in there. Oh, yeah. And then he was too violent for NXT or something like that. I don't know what it was. I think he got quote unquote banned. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think he had like a couple of promos on NXT, but that was about it. Yeah, I think he lost the match to Regal or something like that, and he was banned from FCW or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that kind of like was why they never repackaged him for NXT or anything like that. And they just like, I'll just put him on main roster at that point. But yeah, so Regal comes in, and then he just straight up slaps the hell out of Moxley. You're like, what? And then Brian's laughing at him. We're like, of course, because you're gonna slap the guy who's super bloody, right?
Yeah.
And then Regal turns to Brian and slaps him across the face as well. Brian sells it good. Not like Brian sells it flopping on the floor like a maniac, but he's just like, what? What did you do?
Like, but he did it first, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. And he was like, no, you two, children, please, be mature.
Daddy's talking.
Yeah. Which is great, because that's what the vibe is. But he also got the vibe that, because they went together and shook hands, you're like, wow, this group here, I'm gonna stiff a lot. Not purposely stiff, but they're gonna as kayfabe wrestling, they're gonna be kicking the hell out of a lot of people, hurting them hard with strikes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But
I mean, this team looks like they don't muck about.
Yeah. But
I can imagine they're flying some high flyers or whatever, and they just start grounding them and kicking them and going, no, that son. Yeah, exactly. We're taking to where we got an advantage.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
The ending was good because Regal was now all elite. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
I liked it though because no one lost anything in actually taking the pin.
No,
they both still look good.
Yeah, even though I kind of felt like Mox was gonna win anyway because Brian is no matter whether even Mox he could take a loss.
That's what I'm saying. It was a 50-50 because they both could have taken the loss and they'd been fine.
Yeah,
and they both kind of
improve.
I'm not saying they both needed a win. Neither of them needed to beat each other as well.
No.
They just need to be a winner.
Yeah. Because at one point I thought it was going to be a draw.
Yeah.
When he went outside and before they started bleeding, I thought, oh, this is where it ends. They're going to get double counted out.
Yeah.
But I was wrong. They kept on going.
So, next match. 6-man tornado tag match. Andre L.E. DeLeo, Isaiah Cassidy, and Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
The house of, what? The Andre Day Hardy...
Yeah, family office, yeah. The A-H...
O-F, yeah.
O? Yeah.
F-O? No, O.
Family office, yeah.
Yeah. Versus Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting. And as always, Darby Allin has a little music video package where we don't even know what the hell's going on.
It made no sense. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But... Like you said,
if I remember correctly, he coffin dropped a priest.
Yeah, even though he didn't hit the priest. Because the priest kind of like walks backwards. So you see Darby literally hit the ground.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a crash mat there, but it's like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What? It was okay, so that's why I'm laughing, because slightly, the camera's just slightly off the ground.
Yeah.
Right? And at the angle that they were filming when it was above, so you couldn't see how far the priest was away. You just see Darby Allin jump and drop at him, right? But when they switch it, you're like, he's further away than he looks.
Yeah. Because, like, his hands just, like, slightly graze Darby's back.
Yeah.
And then Darby just falls. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's kind of funny because does it add to anything? No.
No.
Does it? Is it additional comedy? Yes.
Yes.
Does it matter? No.
Because the whole thing made no sense. Why? I think a funeral?
Yeah.
Why are you...
Funeral for who? You know,
Exactly.
it doesn't even make sense in the context of the story.
No, because they're not dead yet. So, and then you're going to drive a car off a ramp through a trailer and then just get out and then assault a priest.
Yeah.
And then...
Who's like talking at the front of... Is it a funeral or whatever it was?
I never know.
I don't know, but it'd be worse if it was a funeral and then you got this crazy skateboard kid just jumping off the things and like, are you going to do a coffin drop in an actual funeral and then knock the priest 6 foot under? What?
Made no sense. And this thing comes on with flamethrower, burns the already hollowed out coffin, and then I don't know. It was filmed good.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I couldn't tell you what happened. I don't know what the story was.
No.
Oh.
No. Yeah. But so the Darby Allin promo videos are like the Ultimate Warrior equivalent, right? Are we saying that of a promo?
But at least you know that artistically it looks good.
Yeah.
Unlike Warriors promos, which just drive you into insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. As for the actual match and stuff, I was entertained by it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, Sting, you're doing pretty good for
A 62-year-old man, yeah.
Yeah. For a guy who doesn't need to take the risk that he's taking.
Yeah.
And they're not a huge risk, by the way. It's not like he's doing shooting star presses or anything like that. But what it is more like he doesn't need to jump across tables or anything like that.
No.
Because he could get easily injured.
Yep. If he got like nearly paralyzed from a buckle bomb, why are you jumping off of
Yeah.
balconies, put someone for a table?
I will say though, I'm not a fan of Sting's where he just wears a sweater over his ring gear look. He needs some sort of bodysuit designed or something like that to make him just. It makes it look like he can't. Not necessarily he can't be bothered, but just to be like, I know you need to hide the side of you because it's not as big as you used to be, right?
Yeah.
But if you have an upper body suit or something like that, it just makes you more look like. I mean, you got the money for it, so.
I think I don't mind him looking like this way. I think the bodysuit would cause more like, why are you doing that? Just
Well, it just looks like he literally does have a sweater on.
yeah,
and
'cause he
wrestling.
does.
Yeah.
But like, if he gets a bodysuit and stuff, people will obviously like that's not your physique. Why?
Oh no! When I say a bodysuit, no, not like a super movie bodysuit. What I mean is like like something like MVP had
Yeah.
something like that, wrestling gear related, of course. And I'm not saying draw the Black Panther gear on it or something. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I don't know. I like Sting wearing a jumper kind of look. I don't know. I like it.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know what it is. It's like, you know what? That's cool. He's old. He feels cold even though they're in Florida.
What I mean is kind of an athletic gear inspired top.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
With a scorpion symbol. I mean, like, you could do lots of things with the scorpions and stuff on it. So, but anyways, dude did pretty well actually for, and there was never times where I was like, "Ooh, Sting, you should not be doing that." He didn't, except for the one at the table at the end. But then he knew where it was landing. It wasn't like it was a massive fall or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're like, yeah, safe enough. That I never felt too worried for Sting because you're watching this and you're like. And when I have to care for a guy hoping that he don't injure himself, you kind of keep your eye on that rather than what else is going on.
All right. Yeah, that's true. I did notice in this match as well, Andrade's hella strong.
Oh, yeah?
Some of the stuff he was doing to like Darby and Sammy Guevara was like, dude, you're strong to be doing.
So, and Sammy Guevara hitting a splash fly through the table was like, wait a minute, but...
That was stupid. Sorry.
Yeah, because the Spanish fly is like, you're doing a moonsault that misses. I mean, you're moonsaulting, right? And you're flipping someone, right? But, you know when you miss this moonsault? That's the way you're landing yourself. Yeah, so...
The Spanish fly is a move I've never understood. It looks cool, but I've never understood it because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Who gets hurt?
When Frankie Kazarian did it as the... No, not quite. He didn't quite do this one, right?
Yeah.
But when he did the flux capacitor...
Yeah.
Right, where he flipped and landed on them...
Yeah.
That made more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he flipped with them, landing on top of them on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just don't know.
And the end here where Darby Allin kind of... So Matt and Darby...
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and Darby Allin, right?
Yep.
Matt Darby,
yeah.
are fighting in the ring. And then, Matt goes for a twist of fate on the chair.
Or twist
Darby
of hate.
reverse.
Twist of hate.
So, yeah. Darby reverses it, hits a scorpion death drop, which I was like, ooh, yeah, nice, right, on the chair.
Yeah.
And then he does the coffin drop, which barely...
Barely.
Yeah, Matt Hardy looked like he was getting up. And Darby's neck basically landed on Matt Hardy's...
hip?
Yeah, well, I would say the hip. What's that? The waist area.
Yeah.
Right? So are you saying to me, even though I don't think they did it on purpose, Darby Allin's head winded Matt Hardy and that's why he didn't kick out? All right. But I think what it meant to be is a proper backsplash. Don't know why Matt Hardy was trying to move out of the way. He should have been moving towards him then in that case.
Yeah. Unless he just legit forgot for a minute where he was.
Yeah.
He positioned him or what the next spot was meant to be. And it just...
Yeah. Even though if he just took maybe it was uncomfortable way he landed on the chair and he was just trying to... Anyways, he could have just done the pin from the Scorpion Death Drop on the chair. But here's the problem with the Scorpion Death Drop. People don't kick out of it. And it doesn't keep people down anymore, right? Scorpion Death Drop on the chair should keep people down, but
Scorpion Death Drop still would keep people down. That's how Sting's been winning his matches lately.
Oh yeah. To be fair, they bring more equity back into it.
Yeah, because obviously you can't really do much.
Yeah. And I guess when you see a Destino by Naito, which is like a super Scorpion Death Drop, and then people start kicking out of that, it's like, I don't know. Will a normal Scorpion Death Drop put people down if a super one doesn't? To be fair, the Destino is not being used in AEW, so kind of.
The power scale is different.
Yeah. Or are we saying that the power scaling from if you're Japanese and if you're white, you got different vulnerabilities?
Yeah, of course. Apparently.
We'll see. Anyways, So I enjoyed it. It was a crazy match. That was like a cool, kind of a cool down match for everyone. It's like, let's have a lot of fun. And you know what? I thought the match went quicker than it was.
Yeah, same.
It blazed by actually.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even mind like the interference from like the Butcher and the Blade and Mark Quinn and stuff like that. I kind of added to the match.
The
insanity of it. Yeah. It was
good.
I liked it.
Yeah. Okay. AEW World Championship match. Hangman Adam Page is champion versus All About the Boom Adam Cole.
Yeah, Master Chief. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, Adam Cole. I don't mind your jacket. I don't mind your trunks that having the Master Chief stuff on it, but shouldn't you have? If you had, okay, it looks a bit odd, right? Where you got your flesh-colored legs because you're natural legs. If he had like tights on with the Master Chief like the plastic whatever on it, right? Just to match up his top.
Yeah.
And then after when he gets in the ring, he can take that off and take that off. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you're just like, right, so you look like the equivalent of a dude who forgot leg day.
Oh, that's like someone who half-ass cosplay. Like, it's like, it took me like 6 years to make this jacket. No, okay, it took me like 6 months to make this jacket.
Yeah. And
the convention's in a week's time. I ain't got enough time to make the legs. Oh well, let's go with half of them off. That's how it felt like.
Yeah.
Even though the jacket looked good, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like you said, just like, where's the legs, dude? That's weird.
Yeah.
Good on him.
But I thought this match was pretty good. I did not think Adam Cole was gonna win.
Yeah, I knew that.
But there was moments where like this bastard might actually steal it.
Yeah, there was bits like, they could do it, and then Hangman probably win it straight back. Yeah.
I did like how this match was laid out and set up. One of the things I didn't like though came towards the end of it, where Adam Page took a flip pile driver to the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And then he took a flip pile driver inside the ring and the reverse shining wizard, which is the glimmering warlock, which they call they're calling it the boom here, but what they used to call it?
Last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then he kicks out, and I was like, okay, if he took the flip pile driver outside, and then Adam Cole being a douche can pose with Redragon outside just for the jokes because they're heels, of course. Why wouldn't they, right? And then you roll Adam Page in, and he kicks out, and then you can sell the shock, and then maybe you can do your finish and you kick out of it or something like that. But when you do two of those in a row, I mean, Canadian Destroyers are like super deadly. You shouldn't be kicking out of them.
Yeah, well, no. If this was, I would say, literally, this was like, I don't want to say 10 years ago, about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
When the Canadian Destroyer, or the Destroyer, was like well protected. Now, it's just a transition move. Everyone does it.
Everyone does it, except.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day when the DDT could actually knock people out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm absolutely doubt. Yeah, and I did like how they level up Adam Cole's the boom by now if I pull off the knee pad and do it, you're basically just gonna get carried. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
Hangman Page is just like, nah, please, mate.
Yeah.
he grabs the knee pad. It's like, please. And then he just gets a good couple of super kicks.
That was funny.
Yeah, and then when he goes to do it, and the page just basically like, so he's sitting up, and Adam Cole is about to do it. Like he's rebounding off the ropes, and Hangman Page just flops over. I'm gonna call him Hangman Page now because he's just getting mixed up with
Yeah, like, the crowds were like, "Let's go, Adam." I was like, that's funny because they're both Adam.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
Adam Cole he's like, Hangman Page just flops over, and Adam Cole actually just raises his leg as though he was going to finally knock him out.
yeah,
And then he's like, he stops it. All of a sudden, he's the referee. Look at what's this? Was it? But it was quite nice. It was quite nice. It's like the same with Kenny Omega where he flopped over, and the Rainmaker missed.
yeah, and
I thought the other way they could have done it was, as he was going to do it, Adam Cole, Hangman Page just flops over, so Adam Cole just goes flying over him,
Yeah.
and then he looks back, setting like, what? What happened there? How did I miss?
I think with that, the timing, you have to be perfect, didn't it?
Yeah, you would have had to have the referee in front of Hangman Page giving him the signal of like a hand signal. You know, obviously not a blatant one, but just be like, you know, an up down or something like that, just to signal when. But yeah, it's too precise unless he's watching on the Timetron.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. That was cool. And then basically, Adam Cole just be like, I'm just gonna be a young buck for like the second half of this match is just throw out super kicks.
Super kicks. Yeah,
and then I liked how Hangman Page is just like, F you, Adam Cole, with your super kicks. I'll give you some back.
Yeah.
Right back.
I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. And I like how Adam Cole just basically tied... No. Hangman Page tied Adam Cole to the ring, the ring rope. And he's like, well, this is when you're going to get your super kick licks in, boy.
Yeah, because he did it to him last week on... Was it Friday on Dynamite?
Yeah. And it wasn't... Like, the super kick span was relevant to the... It's not like they were just doing it just for the
Nah, it was part of the story.
Yeah, they all built up to it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I've had enough of that. I'll show you exactly what... I'll give you some of your own medicine, see how you like it. Good stuff,
Like,
good stuff.
I don't really like this.
I was like, when when Adam Cole hit his finish and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, Hangman Page is, you know, he's gonna kick out, right, maybe, and he mostly does, right. When Hangman hit his buckshot lariat on Cole, I was like, oh, maybe Cole's gonna kick out of it as well. Except he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
He does. He puts his hand up and rests to fingers.
Yeah, they said like he put his the first knuckle on the rope. But like, what? Why? That's so weird attention to pay to. But okay,
Yeah,
sure.
you know, some people grab the rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like over dramatic, but also under dramatic at the same time. Where he raises his head and then puts it down. Like, all right.
Like, sure. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Cole would do such a thing, right? Because you draw attention to it, except you pretend you're not drawing attention to it. Anyways, yeah, but if he kicked out, I wouldn't have minded either because the way that the things were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a nasty looking buckshot as well. Some of the lines, some of the clotheslines Adam Cole's getting hit with. Yeah, oof. You know, but to be fair, he was throwing his own super kicks as well, so it made sense how, you know what, if you're gonna kick me in the face, I'm gonna smash you across like where the neck area where the clothesline is meant to hit, but really it's the chest area because that's where it actually hits. Yeah. And Adam Page, gives the boom to Adam Cole, right? And then he gives him a buckshot lariat to just for extra oomph, because why not? You know, at this point. Yeah. I enjoyed the match. I have to say, I'm not sure about the buckshot lariat is an awkward one, and I did like how when he didn't have the ring ropes to assist him, he bounced over the referee.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know if I want to say Adam Page should have a secondary finisher that... Because say for example, you're going to have someone that works on his legs eventually, and then he can't do the flip for the buckshot lariat.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'll work out in the story where he gets probably super kicked in the face and take a loss after that, right? But he should have something where he doesn't need to do that flip maneuver.
He still has the Deadeye, which...
Oh, yeah, but I think he's done that 2 or 3 this match, and... He took one. No, he did one.
He did 2 from recruiting.
Yeah, 2 because one went through the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing as well. Red Dragon came out with Adam Cole, right?
Yeah.
And most of this match, like when they interfered, they went. Okay, so Adam Cole was still fighting Adam Page kind of equally, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like he needed an interference, but they just do it because they're heels, and that's what they do, right?
Mm.
Until it got to the point where it's like, I've had that's a bit too much. But then shouldn't the Dark Order come out earlier?
Yeah,
And
but
be like,
I
you
think
guys got to stop.
like the
interfering?
relationship between them to like Dark Order and Adam Page,
Yeah.
they sort of leave him until he really, really needs it, rather than the Redragon who will come out whenever because they're bad guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, but look, very good event overall.
Yeah, overall great.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely recommend people to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so some matches that I would recommend more than the others, yeah. But I'd say if you got time, just sit down and watch the whole thing. But that's 4 hours, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed a lot with AEW's pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we always recommend, like, watch the whole thing if you can, because there's never really a stinker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well, there's yet to be one.
yeah, yet to be one. There's probably one coming.
Yeah. At some point.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good. Like, I feel the card positioning is always how it is always good, because they started hot and then they lowered the stakes for the drama.
Yeah.
And then they kind of finished with their, well, obviously it's world title match, but you kind of another hard hitting match at the end, but more like a more wrestling style match.
Yeah. They know how to keep you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Unlike the WWE most times, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where they don't know. Where sometimes you're like, do you guys even know what you're doing?
Yeah. But I say this. Sometimes I say the same about New Japan as well. It's like,
It's true.
Don't know where you're going. So I think AEW to me has found that balance where it's okay.
Yeah.
To watch all of it. I don't know about Impact, because I haven't watched Impact in ages. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's us signing off. You got no other comments, right?
No.
Let me ask you. It's a 4-hour event. Did you watch it with break? 5 hours for you because you had watched pre-show.
Yeah.
Did you watch it in sections, or did you watch it like? I think I watched the first 2 matches. Had to go and do something. Came back and watched the rest of it in one go. No, I had to pause it as well. I don't think I could have just sat through. I mean, I could have sat through the whole thing 4 hours, but I can't pace myself like that.
I think I watched the pre-show. I think I might have to pause it in between at some point to go and get something from downstairs. And then I watched the whole thing, but I think twice again during the whole thing, I had to pause it, go and get my dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
Or to go toilet. So yeah, I sat through a lot of it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel drained, if I'm honest.
But I could have sat through the whole thing non-stop.
Yeah.
Just that it's not ideal because
No.
like you're like, wow, man, I'm gonna probably die of starvation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I need to know who wins this match.
Before it gets spoiled, yeah. But
Exactly.
it was. Yeah, normally, like, what I've noticed, because it's already bad, when it comes to, like, some WWE events, and even New Japan, if I try and watch the whole thing, sometimes I legit will fall asleep by the last match, and then I'll wake up near the end, and then sometimes I can't bother to rewatch the end.
Yeah, but to be fair, they do start late at night.
Yeah.
But other times you're like, this card is going so badly. I'm just gonna close my eyes.
Yeah. And my dream version will probably end up better anyway. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm the man who has slapped 2 bloody maniacs in the face, CY Chung.
And I am the man who currently looks exactly like his brother, depending on who you ask, Carl Sharp.
Maybe he is his brother.
Who knows? Maybe they're clones.
Yeah. You know that there's a third buck, yeah?
Yeah, but he doesn't wrestle.
Yeah.
I think he does wrestle.
He did.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't. I think they've done a couple of 6-man matches with the guy, but I don't know how long ago that was. Talk about probably, I don't know, over 10 years ago or something like that. But there's a third buck, and he's just kind of like, Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a sister Buck as well.
Well, I thought it was a cousin.
Oh,
Well, there's a female Buck of some degree, right?
yeah, not their wives, but yeah, I think they got a sister as well. But I think
They got a
she's
sister as well.
Yeah,
Sister and a cousin.
probably.
Okay. Yeah. Unless you're gonna say it's the sister and their cousin, which would be really strange.
Yeah, they're not from the south, so no offense to anyone who lives in the south.
South of where? South of where? You never said where.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
South
Could be
of
South
south
London.
of the equator. South of the Earth. You know.
Yeah, I didn't.
South
say.
of Mars, as Maximum would point out, and north of Venus. Did he say before? I don't know the plural. North of Jupiter, south of the Milky Way, wherever.
Wherever.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say that. So yeah. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, we're signing off. We're signing
That's the one. Oh wait, yeah, they have an older sister and a younger brother. Anyway,
No,
yes.
but okay, hold on. So the sister is not the one that's wrestling. They have a sister, Buck, right?
Yeah,
But she's not the wrestling related female.
no,
Okay, and that's their cousin, right? Their female cousin. Okay.
yeah, their brother
Yeah.
who retired in 2010 because he was tired from traveling. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, this is what Wikipedia told me. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a brief history on the Bucks.
Yeah. The not so young Bucks.
No, the middle-aged Bucks at this point.
Well, I don't know when you say middle aged, that could be. I don't know, middle aged to me is like 40, 50.
Then they still are sort of young because they're
Yeah.
36 and
Yeah. So they're not the young
31.
Bucks, but they're the adult Bucks.
yeah,
Okay.
they're the
Fair
Bucks.
They're
That's what it's
just
really-
the Bucks.
They're
They're just the Bucks. Well, that's what we've been calling them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
and when they officially have to do that name transition, because at some point they'll be 40 and they can't be young Bucks.
Yeah, no, at that point they probably have to change it, or it'd be ironic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
We're the young Bucks. So I can see them wrestling till like at least 50.
Oh, but you know, it'd be even good for the best thing for their gimmick, probably, right?
What?
They could do it and just pretend be like douchebag young people, even though they're old.
Yeah,
So you work it like, oh, well, no, we're still young. We're still young.
we're still young, we're still hip.
Yeah, exactly. Even though and deliberately then being not, right? Just like how Cody is the American hero, but not.
Yeah, he's the American villain.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah, that's enough of our sidetracking there.
Yeah, sorry, that went on way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We're signing off. Let us know what you thought of the Revolution pay-per-view, not premium live event as WWE call them, but pay-per-view. Let us know what you thought of it. What was your favorite match? Was there too much blood? Was there not enough blood? Was the violence great? All that stuff. Let us know. Which you can do by contacting us, but through our Instagram or Twitter, email, and don't forget to follow our YouTube channel. And I would like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the Multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was about as rough and tumble as you could find.
You know, honestly, I'm surprised.
Hangman Adam Page. And please give a very warm round of applause to our AEW World Champion.
You know, I often wondered how it must feel for you to leave and watch from the distance as your friends built a wrestling empire without you.
Hangman, that's funny that you bring up friendship. That's really, really ironic. Because let's talk about friendship for a minute. Let's talk about Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
I'm not perfect. And really, when I think about it, I don't know that you have the best record with friendship either, do you? Getting into the ring with me tonight might be one of your biggest.
Hey, come on. Okay, listen, Hangman, I'm just being frank with you, okay? Because I've known you for over 10 years. I've known you for over a decade. And you've become an unbelievable professional wrestler.
Very uncharacteristic gesture there by Adam Cole. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon. Adam Cole's friend. What surprise at this? Look at this.
3 on 1. 3 on 1.
Now these snakes, you knew something was up.
Here comes some security.
And
Dark Orders.
Dark Orders hit the ring. And look at the high ground. So happy with all this damage they've inflicted on. Look at the face of Cole.
Weber would be proud of.